Hello, in this video I turn to the final section in Business English Secrets, which is a section dedicated to business English writing and specifically to emails. So there are 3 chapters in this final section, and I start off with the chapter with giving you 7 tips on how to improve your email writing skills. And in this, I look at things like how to have a good subject line, to look at how to be direct but not to be too indirect. How do you set the tone? Getting the right tone when you're writing. Are you too formal? Are you too informal? What's the neutral way to write properly? So those are the sort of tips that I give you, around about 7 tips on emails on how to improve that, and also to just double check your punctuation. Make sure you've got your capital letters in the right places and your punctuation and basic grammar, so you want to make sure that that is correct. You don't have to have complex grammar, and checking your spelling, very important. So that important editing task that you have to have after your email. The second chapter dedicated into this final section of business English writing is much more comprehensive. Here it is based on a webinar that I gave predominantly, first of all, to teachers on how to write with impact. And then what I did was to adapt it to then cover this for business English learners like yourself, professionals like yourself. And this is where I look at, writing with impact is very important. But I start off with showing you what basically my clients want. Often they come to me and they'll say, well, Shanti, this is what I'd like to do with my English. I'd like to write like a native speaker, whatever that is. I want to be able to use sophisticated language. I'd like to write with complex sentences. And, and they give me all this, and I think, okay, great. But, that might be what you want. Well, in this chapter, I share with you what clients actually need if they want to write with impact. And it's not what they want. So I cover that. And then I share with you 5 techniques, 5 basic questions you need to answer before you even start writing. So there are questions that you need to ask yourself before you start planning what you're going to write. So, and then we are looking at the planning side, and then we look at the techniques, and then I look at the structure, how you're going to structure your writing. And we're looking at things like your sentences and your paragraphs. So I look at that planning side and I look at the structure, so breaking that down. What sort of language we're going to look at. So sentences need to be shorter, not longer. Paragraphs, keeping your paragraphs shorter, and looking at using plain language, plain simple language. It is not about using sophisticated language, and using positive words instead of negative words. Try and reduce the number of negative words we use, and I give you examples of how you do that. And so it's going through that writing process of what you need to always bear in mind when you're writing, whether it's an email or whether it's a report. Most people need to write emails, and I go through that. And a lot of my writing lessons, my writing coaching sessions for my clients is always this. It's the structure. Get your structure right. Get in your mind who you're writing to, what you want to write, what is your key message, and then how are you going to put that on paper. So that's very, very important. And so that is in part of this chapter. And also I give you a very useful phrase bank at the end of this, so that it can give you the tools and some key expressions and phrases you can use to incorporate into your emails, into your writing. The final chapter in this section is the elevator pitch, how to write an elevator pitch. Now, what is an elevator pitch for starters? Now, an elevator pitch, if you imagine, elevator stands for a lift. Elevator in American English is a lift in British English. So if you imagine you're going from ground floor to maybe the 15th floor in a very modern skyscraper, then how long will it take? And during that time, you have to be able to present yourself well and know what you're going to say. So it could be in a networking event, it could be in that crucial job interview where someone says, tell me a bit more about yourself. So this could tie in very nicely with the section on job interviews. Now, the thing is though, with elevator pitch, although you think, well, hold on, that's a presentation. Yeah, but before you get to that presentation part, you need to actually have thought very carefully about what you want to write, what you want to say. So writing it will be much more important first to do before you then present. So in this final chapter, in this section, I show you what you need to consider and then how to put that all into paper and how to clarify and structure your thoughts, and then be in a situation where you're able to then present that. So that final chapter ties in really well with a short presentation and with job interviews. So the earlier sections of the book, Business English Secrets. So I hope that gives you a flavor with the writing side. Writing is not always easy, but it doesn't have to be impossible. With the key tools and the key tips I share with you in this section, then your writing will become easier the more you practice. So this is the final section in Business English Secrets. So we've had 4 sections: presentations, job interviews, small talk, and finally the business writing section. And if that's an area that you need, then dip into this section. This will really help you. Now, Business English Secrets, as I said, is available on my website now, and it's retailing for $9.99. So that's just under £10 to get all the help you could need to have your writing impactful, persuasive, and so that will help you a long way. So if this is an area you need, then do get this book, look into this section. This will give you all the valuable tools you need to get going on the crucial skill that is business English writing. So thanks for watching, and this covers the final section of Business English Secrets. And if you like what you've heard, then go on down to my website and grab a copy of that book. So, and if you have any questions, drop me a line at shanti@englishwithatwist.com. But in the meantime, this is Shanti Kumaraswamy Street saying ciao for now. Happy writing and keep going, and happy English, and hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.